Welcome back to another exciting episode of Vegas Views. This is Dawn Sullivan. Normally, I'm with Danny Minor, but today I have a special guest. My guest is Liza Milan. Hi, Liza. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for asking. So a little bit, studio audience. Liza is actually a talent of mine, and she has a story to tell. So I'm going to just start by asking you some questions, if that's okay?
Okay.
Okay, Liza, where are you from?
I'm here from Las Vegas, Nevada. But originally I'm from Chicago.
Okay.
And I just came here from California, so I grew up there.
So you kind of have traveled all over the place. Originally, you are Filipino.
Yes.
So from the Philippines.
Yes.
Our producer is from the Philippines as well. Very, very cool.
Yeah.
So how old were you in the Philippines?
I was actually born in the Philippines.
Okay.
And I was there up until I was 12 years old. And then I moved to the U.S.
Oh, fantastic. Okay. And when you moved to the U.S., it was to Chicago?
I moved to Chicago with
First.
my dad. Yeah.
Okay, very cool. Okay, so some of your schooling was done in Philippines and then in Chicago as well.
Yeah, so
Right.
I finished all of my grade school and elementary in the Philippines, and then when I moved to Chicago, I was 12 years old. I was actually going to start as a sophomore already in high school, which is my 10th grade. But
wow.
because I was so young and I was only 12, I decided and I just said, you know what, I'm just going to repeat freshman year again, which is 9th grade, just because I'm in a new country and I'm also with new students. So it would have been too young for me to be 12 years old in 10th grade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I can agree with that. Now, let me ask you, back then, did you know that you wanted to act, you wanted to model, that you were a talent? Did you have any idea of this?
I would say that growing up, even when I was like 5 years old, I would always walk around with like stockings, with like a hair, with a flower in my hair,
Yeah.
and like there's, you know, those like old speakers that are like this big and they play records on
Yeah.
it. I would walk there and felt like that was the catwalk.
For you guys that don't know, in our audience and watching at home, what she means by these big speakers, if you have a little bit of age to you, which we're not going to talk about Liza's age or mine today, but if you have any idea of what those are, there's actually these big speakers. I know what you're talking about when you were little, huh?
Yeah.
And so you would be on the speakers doing runway.
Like doing runway, and then I would play with all of my girlfriends and playmates when I was little, and actually create a fashion show with the Barbie dolls. And I would like pretty much give them the information about like, okay, you need to dress up your Barbies like swimsuit. You gotta find like outfits for them. So already as a little girl, not knowing that this is what I'm gonna be doing now, that I'm already putting together and creating like fashion shows and things like that.
The funny thing is, when you're describing this, I'm like Liza's my friend, guys, as well. It's not just a working and business relationship. So I'm thinking to myself, that's just like right now. You're doing the same thing. Like we're that. You're doing little fashion shows now, and you're doing things like that too. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, you're going to say, always in you.
Yes.
When did you start taking it serious?
Let's see. I would say growing up, I was already in plays. I was in a choir. I was singing. I actually competed for Miss San Francisco when I was younger. I think I was like in 18, 19.
Okay.
I was already doing that. I didn't even realize that it was already something that I was doing throughout my whole life.
Okay.
It was really up until now that I had met you was when I started to take it seriously.
I love that. And I'll never forget this. When I met Liza, Liza had said to me, like, there's so much that I want to do in this business and I just don't know how to get started, but I have this and this and this background. And I looked at her and I'm like, she's so perfect for film and television and modeling and acting. Like, she knows so much. So let me ask you, and then this is too much, you don't have to answer by any means, but kind of life got in the way.
Yes.
So let's talk about that. And the reason why I want to dive into that with you is I have so many people in your young age group who come to me and say, I've had to live this much life, and now I'm at a point where I finally know myself and I'm okay enough to take the next step and do this. And for me, I've worked with a lot of young people who have gotten started young in the business, and I've watched them grow, like our talent that we're going to have on in a little while. Her name is Natalia Cassa, is very young, so she's kind of like on the opposite of the spectrum. But talk to me about that. So you're in this direction, and what happens? Life
Happens. I did have a lot of setbacks, I would say.
Sure.
Growing up, and I didn't even know or realize that I was going through something throughout my whole life. I would say that not having my parents growing up had a lot to do with that. That's one.
Okay.
And then really like going into a new country, having new friends, I think is like another reason why.
Sure.
And then there were also some, like, I would say deeper things that happened to me that, I don't know if you want me to talk about it, but really it's more, I would say a struggle, and also, more like the abuse of that was
Just so
happening.
you know, we're an extremely open platform. It is entirely up to you. By any means, you speak about what you want to speak about. This is your stage today. So we speak about whatever you want to speak about, whatever you don't want to speak about. We don't have to, and I won't deep dive. That is entirely up to you.
Got it.
So I just have a question here. So I'm just going to go back a little bit. So when you did move from the Philippines to the United States and you were in Chicago, you had no friends. You didn't know not one other child your age.
No, I didn't. So
No cousins, nobody.
I actually had my little brothers, but they were like 4 or 5 years old,
so
but no friends.
Wow, that's got to be difficult in itself. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was going into a brand new country, didn't have any friends, going to a brand new school that already started. And so I had to really make friends during that time, and still trying to like figure out my way living in a whole new country.
Yeah. That's difficult. Guys, if you're hearing this and you're out there and you're thinking, oh, this lovely lady, you know, here's her story and where this is going. Liza has done amazing, amazing things. And I have to brag on you just for 1 second. So from the time I met Liza until now, she has just completely transformed everything about her career, her physical, but you look different. Everything is different. And she did this under the guidelines of, I want to be a better person for me. I want to be a better person for my family. I want to be better. So she did all of these things that made her better. And I am just super, super proud of you. I'm super proud that you're in movies currently. You're walking on runways. Liza actually just came back from New York City with the International Model and Talent Association with me. So that was a very cool experience. Can we get into that a little bit?
Yes.
We all know here too, and you guys know for my viewers here in Vegas Views, my motto is we do hard things. In the agency and stuff like that. Tell me about some hard things that you did in New York.
Oh my gosh. So just to let you know about IMTA, I wasn't really...
I'm going to stop you. I always have to cut you off. The International Model and Talent Association, just for you guys that are brand new viewers and you have no idea, it is the International Model and Talent Association. I am the regional director since 1989. Don't age me. I was 3. I'm just kidding. So Liza went there in New York City, and this is her experience. I just have to clear it up because they're going to be like, what is that place she's talking about? So I'd like for them to be able to research it. IMTA.com.
Well, one, I would like to say that it was such a great experience for me. I got more than what I was expecting and like what this competition was about.
Can you tell me what you were expecting?
I was thinking that, it was going to do a different like modeling competition and then the different acting, which I've been practicing almost like every week to, really reaching out to like this competition.
Sure.
So it, I did join different categories, both modeling and acting.
Yeah.
And even last minute, I decided to do the swimsuit competition, which
can you tell your viewers right now about that? Because this was such an epically cool thing. Okay, so we're at the competition now. Picture this, we're in New York, and like I said, Liza and I are friends as well. And she just looks at me and she goes, well, do you think I should do the swimsuit portion? And I said, well, you absolutely should do the swimsuit portion. So myself and my assistant, Grace, we go run and we're like, please, Lisa, in swimsuit. And it made me so happy because, like I said, not only has Liza changed herself physically, just emotionally and mentally, and to get on that stage with all those people watching in a swimsuit is such a difficult thing to do. So for her to do it, for me, it was like, wow. I was like, I had that pride, and I was so proud in you, like from all have you have gotten through to get there and everything for you to be up there. I was like, this is really amazing stuff. It was so super cool.
Yeah,
how did you get that courage?
What I got out of that really after walking in front of hundreds, or I would say thousands of people walking down the runway, in the swimsuit competition especially, was really having that sense of confidence and really like that power of the beauty is what I got out of it.
I love that for you. I just love that for you because it is so important just as women, and I don't want to just gear this whole show to women today because Danny Minor's probably at home like, what are they doing to my show? It's a crime show. But that's got to be such a great feeling to feel like I worked hard at this, here I am, and now I'm going to show this. Like, I've got to be honest, I tell all of you guys at Rise Talent when I'm there that you guys, I think you're crazy. Actors and models, you're crazy. I can publicly speak, I can do this show, but if you asked me to get up there in a bathing suit, it would take a lot of pressure from you guys to get me to do that. I don't know that I can do that. That's a lot of people. It's scary and intimidating. When I'm watching you guys do it, I'm sick for you. I'm like, oh no, don't fall. So I think it's really cool, and I think the work you do is amazing. One more thing that I really do love and admire about you is tell me this and where this comes from. You have a way with young people. I watched you the entire week, and you are such a kind human, and you are a good person, and you are teaching me a lot about empathy, which is very cool. But how do you have such a way with young people? They just adore you. They love you. They dote over you. You're everyone's big sister. They don't look at you as like this, like a negative authority. They look at you as this really comforting person. And you help out a lot with these young people. Can you tell other women of your age group how to really relate to these young kids? Because you're doing amazing, amazing work with them, guiding them in the right direction, not allowing them to make mistakes that you may have had and made in your life, right?
Yeah, I really love connecting with them. I feel like I'm their older sister.
Yeah.
I also want to be an inspiration to younger women and even women, because I've been through a lot growing up. Yeah. And so I think the one thing to me, at least, that I feel like I didn't have growing up was to have a role model and someone that they can follow. And so I care about like every single one of them, and I love them, and I really want them to learn from me. And one of the things that I do say, and this is really part of my quote and what I tell everyone when I speak, when I do public speaking, is that I really want to inspire women and young women that they really shouldn't give up in their dreams, and that they should believe in themselves.
Can you tell that to the camera? That is such an important message, especially this day and age.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. With social media and people just scrolling, it's a constant battle between I don't look like this, or I'm not this, or I'm not that. And people do all the time give up on their dreams, and they'll come to me at a really weak place and say, I don't know, I just gave up 5 years ago, or I'm too old now, or I gave up this. Can you give them some encouragement to just don't give up, because it's never too late. It's never.
Yeah, it's never too late. It doesn't really matter like how old you are, what your size is, how you look. Just be true to yourself and really be authentic. And the more that you are yourself and that you do believe in yourself, you can do whatever you want. My quote that I tell everyone is that you can make your life a masterpiece. And I say this because you can make a choice of what and how you want to be.
So you truly believe that it's a choice?
I do.
So let me ask you, for the young girl at home that is going through, now you said there was some abuse. I'm not going to dive into, there was some abuse, whatever type that was, physical, mental, sexual. If that's you and you're going through this at home, how do they navigate going through something like that as a young person, and then looking at you and saying, well, look at this woman, she's doing all right, she's wonderful, she speaks all over the world. You are third in the world in what you do?
I won an award.
Brag a little bit. You need to brag.
During the pandemic, I joined a contest because events were canceled and it was like shut down during the pandemic. And so what I did was I organized several events for women, and it was for women to tell their stories and what they do. And what I did was I submitted the event that I put together. It's a virtual experience for different women telling their stories, and I was competing with like Meta, with Audi, like some really big brand names. And I ended up getting an award as out of 537 entries. And
see, wait, this is so cute because she goes, let's see, how many was it? She knows the 537.
537 entries on one of them out of 37 countries. And this were submitted by event producers and top like event agencies. I ended up getting the award for the third in the world. And so I was really proud of doing that and that I got picked and won.
I've seen some of your event work and it's absolutely stunning, like almost not believable. I'm like, you built that? Like you knew, like amazing. So back to the girl at home that maybe has been through an abuse cycle and things are going on, or an older woman or younger woman, someone that's in a domestic violence situation, any type of abuse. How do they go from having this go on to you, who has like a normal, beautiful, fulfilled life and such a stunning human being that helps everybody? What's in between? What do you suggest for those people?
I would say that it hasn't always been this way for me.
Sure.
So I really blocked a lot of how I was feeling because of what happened. And really what I can say is that don't be afraid to talk about it with someone that you trust. If you find someone like me or someone who you know that you can talk to, don't be afraid to talk about it. Sure. One of the things that really helped me throughout my journey in reaching to where I'm at now is that I found a coach. I worked with many different coaches. I worked on myself, which is through personal development.
Sure.
I also started to learn how to love myself.
I'm going to pause you right there. We're going to take a commercial break in just a second, but about loving yourself, can I just ask you real quick, how long was that process before you said, what is loving myself? Because I'm sure you did that. What does that even mean to truly loving yourself? Just for you personally, how long was that process?
When I started working with a coach and really finally realized I wanted to work on myself, that was 7 years ago. And it's an ongoing process.
So this is the 7-year, and you are doing good, Liza Milan. Guys, we're going to be right back. We're going to take a quick commercial break real quick, and we're going to come right back, and we have a treat for you. We'll be right back.
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social media shows is now the new media of the century.
Hi, I'm Deacon T with Modern Word Ministries. It's great to be with you today. Just a short little promo for our show. Every Sunday morning we have service, and you can follow us at 10 a.m. Pacific Time on modernwordministries.org. And if you missed us or you want to see some of our older messages, go ahead and check us out on socialmediashows.com every single morning at 9 a.m. It's a great way to kick off your day, get a little bit of the word in you, get something uplifting, get you started off on your way. You know, if you're looking for prayer or you need some help, reach out to us. If you go to our website, again, that's modernwordministries.org, you can interact with me via telephone, via DM, text message, whatever you want. I'll get right back to you. So if you need prayer, you need help, you just need somebody to talk to, Modern Word Ministries is here for you. We are your church in the community. So until you see you next time, be blessed, everybody. Bye-bye.
Welcome back, Vegas Views, Dawn Sullivan, and today I have Liza Milan with me. So we took a quick commercial break, but before that we were talking a little bit about empowering women and your journey, and you just getting back from IMTA. Now, a couple of cool things about Liza that a lot of people don't know. Not only is she a very decorated author, which is really cool, and I'm going to go over her book here in just a second, but Liza is a wonderful model. You have to tell me, yesterday, so we are doing Fashion Week, and it is for 21 and older, so all my young people, I'm so sorry, but it is 21 and older. You again went and put that bathing suit on and walked for Fashion Week yesterday. Tell me about that experience.
So it was for Swim Fashion Week. And really, I wasn't going to go. Last minute, do you remember? I sent you a message and I said, should I go to this?
Yeah.
What is this all about?
And just so you know, guys, I clear everything first. I make sure that I know who the person is. And if I didn't know, but Victor Salvador, everybody knows, he teaches with us on Tuesday nights. A very decorated celebrity photographer. He put it on our Rise page, and then I told Liza at first, no, go. And then I looked, I said, oh, it's from Victor. Go, get down there.
Yeah.
So she rushed down there, again, put her bathing suit on. And I, again, thought to myself, talk about empowering women. You're there. You're just like, I don't know exactly what this is for, but I'm going to go walk for it. And you did great.
Yeah, I did. I really didn't know what it was about.
Sure.
So my whole thing about it is I'm gonna walk in front of judges or whoever else was there.
Yeah.
But I think that coming back from IMTA, having that confidence and walking in front of thousands of people, really, I would say, like, took away that nervousness when going to casting or even like auditions.
So before, were you a little nervous walking?
Of course, yeah, a little bit of nervous.
And now you're not.
And now I was there and I was just having fun.
You know, it's so funny that you say that, because I teach my class at Rise Talent, 3225 South Rainbow Boulevard, 89146 Suite 102. You can always make an appointment at any time to come in. But Friday nights, I actually teach a class from 6 to 8, but we really roll until about 9. And I noticed all the people that did come to the International Model and Talent Association with us, their walks after New York were like rock stars. I'm like, whoa, you guys, because the fear was gone. So before going in, I think everyone was a little bit apprehensive. And then once you did that stage, you were like, if I can make it there, I can make it anywhere, right? I mean, that's like New York's slogan. And that's how I felt about all of you guys. It was amazing to watch. Again, I have to say, I'm just so proud of you. I'm proud to be your friends. I'm proud to have you on my team. But can I get into this a little bit? Because this title is just, can't get any cooler. Asian Women Who Boss Up. I love that. One, because I'm a boss. No, I'm just kidding. I just love this. Tell me about this, and tell us how we can get this book, and tell me about your role in this book, please.
So this is actually one of many of the series of books for women who boss up.
Okay.
And I was really proud of being part of this.
Okay.
So what it is about Asian women, and it even says here, secrets from women who are forging their own path and thriving. These are different stories.
Liza Milan, guys. If you don't know Liza Milan, you need to know her. Tell me your Instagram again.
My Instagram is so it's IAM.
Tell them, not me.
At IAM Liza Milan. That's LIZAMILLAN.
Today, what we're going to do is we're going to post this up on Dawn Sullivan _ I will get you guys, if I can, a couple of free copies. But come on, log on now, like it. Be supportive of Liza and what she's doing. She's changing lives all over Las Vegas and all over the world. Okay, so tell me again. So, being a part of this, was it hard to write?
It wasn't hard to write. It was actually really easy. Okay. The whole story about me that was in this chapter of the book was an interview similar to this.
Okay.
It was an interview from Tam Look, who interviewed me, and what happened was she asked me different questions.
Sure.
And I told them about part of my story.
Okay.
And it was transcribed, and then there was like a book after that.
I love that. Now let me ask you, do you have a hard time when you're guiding young people and talking to people all over the world? Do you have a hard time talking about your abuse situation, or are you transparent on those things to help other people, or you are? Okay.
Yes, I'm open to it.
So guys, if you want to talk and you need somebody, please, of course, I'm always here and I say that, but get on my page, get on Liza's page, reach out. It is okay, whatever you're going through. There are ears and arms open to you and ears that will listen to you, please. All you have to do is reach out, because people are here that want to help you, that love you, grown women that have been able to come through a lot, be successful in their lives, but we didn't start that way. So we definitely didn't start that way, myself included. One day you'll hear my story. Maybe you can interview me one day, right?
Yes.
Okay, that'll be very cool.
Yeah.
I don't think publicly if I've ever told my story, but I have a similar story to you as you, where I had to find self-love and then build, and I know what that's like. And I know being down here emotionally and then getting up there feels so good, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you grateful?
I'm so grateful.
Sure.
If I look at myself from the past or from how I was before.
Yeah.
And to who I am now.
Yeah.
I'm really grateful of all the different things that happened to me, because I wouldn't be where I'm at now and to be this like powerful woman if it wasn't for the experiences and things that happened.
So I have a very cool question for you now. A lot of our viewers are young, but we also have a lot of parents.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say out there to parents of teenagers right now, or parents to young girls and boys, how they can actually help their children to not maybe go through some of the stuff you went through, so they don't have to, I mean, everyone should find a self-love journey somewhere in their life, but so they don't have to live it the hard way?
I would say that to the parents, it's really important that you are the support for your kids and for your children. I think that's the number one thing that's important, that I would say, because trust and safety is one of the most important things that we all look for, and to give them that love that they need. So really being supportive and being there for them throughout the way, I think is really critical and important.
And it's hard to be there for a teenager though, huh? Mm-hmm. It's hard, yeah. To all you parents out there that are listening to Liza saying, yeah, good luck. You try to be nice with my teenager. I get it. But yeah, that would be your advice, to have them trust you first, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense as well. Yeah, to have them trust. And then also finding that the connection of friends that's healthy for you, right?
Yeah.
Like a good friend group.
I would say that I would call them your soul tribe.
The soul tribe. I like that. Okay. Liza's soul tribe. Am I in your soul tribe?
Yes, you are.
Oh, I love that. I feel so cool.
And that's another reason why, going back to what you mentioned earlier, even the young girls at Rise, the reason why I'm so close to them, because I feel like in my soul, in my heart, that they're also part of my soul tribe. Yeah. Because I do connect with them even at that same level.
I can tell. I can see. You walk into the room and they're like, they don't go up to any of the adults. To the other adults, they're like, hey, what's up? You know, they're cool and they like them. But it's like, oh, Liza's here. And it's like, why is Liza so special in the teenage community? But yeah, again, the work you do with them, and I see how much they love you and respect you, and you want to guide these kids in the right direction, which is so amazing. And when you were on that runway in all of your different competitions, and we were watching you, because we watched from this balcony, I will tell you something. They were screaming for you like no other. You were everyone's big sister. You were everyone's mom. They just love you so much. So again, thank you so much for everything that you do. I think we are going on to our next segment. We're going to take a commercial break, but Liza, please let everyone know in this camera how they can get in touch with you. Let's get some likes. Let's get some follows. This book here, Asian Women Who Boss Up. Not done there. And then there's also this. Look at that with her beautiful face on the cover. I love this. You are making moves. I'm so proud of you. Tell these guys how they can get in touch with you.
You can get in touch with me on Instagram at I am Liza Milan. You could also find me on Facebook at Liza Milan. Just look for my name. You'll find my picture. You'll see me there. And I'm always, with Dawn at Rise Talent.
I was just going to say, if you go on to Dawn Sullivan _ Liza is tagged in every other post because she loves it. And guys, tag yourselves too. Or if you just want to drop by and say hello to Liza, you can do that. She's usually always at Rise Talent. And then also she plays an active role as well on our Facebook page at risetalentmanagement.com. We're putting up a bunch of new auditions there. And guys, I will see you in just a second.
Got Films is a full-service production company that provides motion picture quality content and production services for use in the film and TV industry. Looking for a seasoned crew, high-quality equipment, or other production services for your film, TV, commercial, corporate convention, sports, news, or interview project? Your search stops here. Some of our projects include NASCAR, American Restoration, Pawn Stars, Counting Cars, Top Chef, BattleBots, Forge and Fire, and Street Outlaws. We have also produced over 60 feature films and documentaries. We're ready for all your needs. Whatever your project, whatever your budget, big or small, Got Films got you. GotFilms.com.
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social media shows is now the new media of the century.
Welcome back to another episode of Vegas Views. Dawn Sullivan, Danny Miner's not with us today. I just had our celebrity guest, Liza Milan, who discussed her book and her empowerment and everything that's going on with her. And she did amazing today. So I'm so proud of you again, Liza. Thank you so much for being on the show today. But today I also have Natalia Cassa, and I am so beyond excited that you're here. Audience, this is Natalia Cassa.
Hello.
Natalia is a local here in Las Vegas, and we're going to learn a little bit about her story, and we're also going to talk about some achievements here. So let's go back, Natalia. When were you born?
I was born February 2nd, 2008.
2008. That is just extremely wild to me, because I think 2008 and I think you should be an infant. But 2008, you were how old?
I'm 16 now.
She is 16 years of age, this beautiful, beautiful young lady. So, Natalia, you are an extremely good student. Tell me about that.
I always have taken my schooling seriously.
Sure.
My parents have always enforced it too, so I've always just been like the all-A student and always just working hard in that sense, as well as all the other areas of my life.
Born in Las Vegas?
Yeah, born and raised.
Okay. And you live with mom and dad?
Mm-hmm.
And you have one brother?
I have two brothers.
You have two brothers.
Yeah.
Are you in the middle? Are you the youngest? Where are you?
Youngest.
You're the baby girl.
I'm the baby.
Only girl.
Mm-hmm. Only girl.
A little spoiled.
Yeah.
Being the girl.
So, yeah.
I would say that too. I'm the only girl in my family too. So I think there's just that unspoken, you're the girl of the family.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Now let me ask you, you are currently modeling, acting, doing TV, film, commercial, anything you can.
Mm-hmm.
How old were you when you decided this is a path you wanted to take?
I've always knew when, since I was a little girl, I would say about 7 when I did my first musical. I've always done musicals in, school and
Sure.
my local theaters. And I don't know, there was always just this, thing in me, in my heart that just knew this was, what I wanted to do for the rest of my
Sure.
life. So it was kind of crazy. I would even go, around the house in a British accent or, in an Indian accent and just be different characters.
So almost a little bit similar to Liza, where Liza said she was walking on the speakers, you were walking around the British accent.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's I guess a telltale sign to parents. If your child's doing something like that, I suggest that you get them into some sort of acting or modeling program.
I agree.
If they're walking on speakers and speaking in a British accent. That's pretty funny, actually. So I have to tell you, you, young lady, not only, again, like Liza, but Natalia, you are my friend, and I adore you. You're like one of my kids here at Rise Talent. You've been with me for a little while now. You blow my mind. So I'm going to tell a little story real quick, and then I'm going to ask Natalia some questions. So Natalia and I know each other for a little bit now, and Natalia decided to work under me as far as with her modeling and her acting. And Natalia was always a fantastic actress and a wonderful model, and has grown and developed so much in the last couple of years. Tell me about the experience of you going to the International Model and Talent Association in Los Angeles, 24?
2024, yeah.
Was that
this year.
24?
It was this year, yeah.
So wait a second,
It was-
you did 2 back-to-backs.
Yes.
That's very rare. What that means is we do 2 events a year. There's January, let's say, of 24, and then there's July, New York. So there's LA in January and July, and Natalia did both. For some reason in my head, it was a year ago. No,
Me too.
It wasn't a
Yeah.
year. It was
this
within
year.
a 6-month span. She competed twice for the International Model and Talent Association. let's talk to our audience real quick and tell them your first experience with the International Model and Talent Association.
My first experience, I didn't have a huge idea of what I was getting myself into, but I knew it was, I was going to be pursuing my passions of acting and modeling, so it was very exciting for me, very, very different experience. It was my first step into, like, the industry,
Sure.
like my first real step. And so it was really exciting, and it was a great experience overall, but coming back from it, I did some reflecting, and I wasn't satisfied with my results, and I knew
Can I
that...
pause you right there? Tell me, because I'm so curious to know, what did that reflecting look like in your head? What did that sound like?
It was... I was very grateful, obviously, for all the awards, the scholarships that I received at IMTA in LA, but something in my head was just telling me, you could do so much better. Like, this isn't all that you have,
Can I ask you, is that your normal personality with everything? Or is it just...
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a personality trait in you, so you can always put yourself to do better.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
I always
School,
expect,
friends, everything. I love that. Let's go back really quick and let's talk about that. That interests me, that Natalia's first go-to at 16, you were 15 at the time?
15, yes.
At the time, 15 years old, in Los Angeles, she didn't get the 100% result that she wanted, and her rational mind said, we don't like what's happening here, we're gonna strive for more. Unfortunately, do you know that is not a normal reaction for a child of your age group? A normal reaction would be, oh man, I've seen it a million times over. Oh man, I didn't do great. So-and-so did better than me. Someone kicked my butt. So there was something in you that got fiery, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That was my passion.
Oh, yeah. It's passion. Let's talk about that. So tell these people, especially, keep in mind, Natalia, I want these young people just like you to hear you right now, to be a little bit more like you right now, because never giving up really pays off, huh? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So let's talk about that passion. So back to LA, you didn't get everything you wanted out of that. What did you decide to do? What were you doing?
I decided after talking, with my parents and Dawn and everyone else around me, that I wanted to go back for round 2. And this time, now that I had like a much better idea of, like the industry, what I was getting myself into, because as I said, LA was kind of my first like real step into taking my career seriously. So I decided to do New York, and I was just like all in. Like I was, in every way you could think of, physically, mentally, spiritually. I was just all in, working as hard as I could possibly ever do, and I would say that it paid off. So
I can vouch for that. So I would watch Natalia. She would text me and say, hey, I want to come practice. Are you there? Oh, of course I am. And I'd be in my office, and I'd just hear her little footsteps with her heels walking back and forth. And I'd say to everybody, she's still walking? She's still, no music, nothing, just practicing the walk. I would hear her doing monologues. She would stay extra to do more monologues. She would get up with every coach she can to try to get more help. And in the beginning, I thought, this kid, at first I said, she's a go-getter. She's aggressive. She's going to do good. She's going to do good. And then at one point I said, is she crazy? Because she came to me and she said, Dawn, I want to add some more competitions. Now with the International Model and Talent Association, some people go for modeling and acting and dancing and singing. And there are some random other competitions that you can go for that are fantastic for you. But she's putting in competitions that I didn't even know that she was capable of doing. So she comes to me and she says, put me in for voiceover. And now picture this. This is like me in a busy work day, and I've been coaching her for a while, so I'm very myself with her. She's very herself with me. In so many words, I just look at her. I said, are you crazy? Have you ever done that before? Like, come on, girl. Put me in. Okay. And then she says, I want to go in for self-tape. I said, nobody goes in for self-tape. Well, I was wrong. I was wrong. I said it. National. I was wrong. She said, put me in. I said, okay. We argued a little bit about a headshot here and there. A lot. She wanted to use one. I needed her to use the other one. I think I ended up right on that. I did.
I'll give it to you. You did.
You were right on about all the competitions. I was right on the one headshot. So I'm going to hold on to that. But I'll be honest, they rarely ever surprise me. I've been in this business for so long, and I watch young people, and most of them listen to me. And most of them, they will allow me to guide them. And in Natalia's case, she 90% listened to me. And that 10%, she schooled me. Because she taught me things. Maybe I've been in the business for 35 years. That's a long time. For so long, doing the same thing. And she woke me up a little bit. She gave me the what if factor. I was taking it, no, we're going to do this, 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 and this, because this works every time. And her young self said, let's do it like this, this, and this is going to work this time. Then I told my closest people to me, the kid is crazy, but I'll go for it because I adore her. That's it, only because I love her. But if it was anyone else, and you sure did school me. So we get to New York. Let's talk about the process. Tell me about the process getting to New York, landing in New York. Talk to your audience here. Let them know, what is that like for you? And was it all scary?
Okay, so it was really scary and nerve-wracking, of course, but I used the nerves to my advantage, and I used it in my performance rather than letting it deteriorate me.
How do you do that?
For acting, I use it to get more energy or to just put it in, like, my character. For modeling, I would say I use it to, like, give off some sort of energy and... Sure. To maybe even like enhance my walk by just being more sharp with it, you know, but I don't use like the nerves like, oh, what if this happens? Oh, you know, maybe I'm not going to do so good in this competition. I just kind of twist it and make it good.
So do you get those intrusive thoughts that you may look or stand on that line when you get on that big massive stage with all those people? Does it enter your mind like, maybe I'm not going to do good?
Yeah.
What are so you say you flip it. You're like, no,
right
I
away,
am going to do
right away before I overthink it. You know,
Guys, this is such important information that Natalia is giving you. I don't care if you are young or old or whatever. Please say this again, because most people, again, don't do this. You are extraordinary at this because I watch you over and over and over again succeed at everything you do. Please tell them again how that flips.
So, for example, before I got on the runway, a thought could come to my head being like, oh, what if I fall on the runway in front of like hundreds, thousands of people, you know, it's just like, but then I flip those nerves and like twist it right away before I overthink it. And I'm like, I'm gonna show what I worked so hard for on this runway, and I'm just gonna kill it, and I already know. And you know, it's kind of like a mind trick, mind game.
That makes me smile. She's like, I'm gonna kill it, and I already know. I love that.
I'm gonna do hard things.
I'm gonna do hard things. I love that. Okay, so you're there. It is nerve-wracking, but you flip it. Mm-hmm. When you do that, you find you're getting a good result, right? Yes. Okay. What was the most challenging thing about going to New York?
The most challenging thing for me was thinking about my competition. So, as for modeling, I'm not the tallest, obviously. There's lots of other girls that, you know, beat me in the height game, but I obviously wasn't going to let that stop me, especially being New York, since it's like more international. It's like the competition there is a lot heavier, especially for modeling. So I knew that. I had that in mind. I was like a little skeptical because of that, but I just said I'm gonna show what I got, and you know.
So was there a part of you that, okay, so you did LA, you saw the LA game, and you're absolutely right. Not that LA isn't a wonderful competition to go to, but Natalia is right. So you watched them, and then when you first saw that casting in New York, were you like, okay, it's different? It's different. The breed of people, it's just different, right? Yeah. That's scary, huh? Okay, when you realized, like, okay, I think I'm doing really good in this competition, what did that do for you mentally? Like, because you must have been feeling it as you were going, like...
through the week, yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about day one, though. Like, something pretty cool happens day one. So on day one, LA and in New York, we do a casting. Did you make it into the casting in Los Angeles?
I did not.
You did not?
No.
Did that burn you up a little bit?
It did, yeah.
It did?
Yeah, it
burned
did.
You up. Did it fuel you a little bit?
100%, especially after I came back, you know, realizing that I was like, okay, well, it's going to be a different game like this time.
Yeah, it's a different game. Oh, man. I just get so honored because I look at you and I think it just sounds like a little like, oh, you say what I say and I love that. And you do what I do and I love that too. Off topic. Okay, we have to take a 2-minute break. But before we take a 2-minute break to commercial, So we're in New York. We land. One of the first things that we have to do is this casting. Natalia goes ahead. What do we have? Jeans on? Jeans?
I had my shorts on, my black shorts. Remember, I was supposed to wear jeans, but I guess I didn't get the memo, and I was in New York. You know, it was an hour before the competition, and Dawn was like, "Where's your jeans?" I was like, "Wait, what? My jeans? Like, the shorts, they're not." But then she was like, "You're supposed to wear jeans," and I was like, we obviously don't have time to get it because, it was like the competition was starting. There were still divisions ahead of me, but, I didn't want to like risk that and walking in the New York traffic and all that to the store to get that, blah, blah, blah. It was just too much. So I was just like, it's still going to be me either way. So I was like, I'll just show them what I got.
And to be completely transparent, I'm sitting there and I see Natalia in shorts and I said she knew in her soul they were supposed to be jeans, but she's going to kill it in the shorts. Did you kind of know?
I did.
Okay. See, I knew that. So she knew she was supposed to be in jeans, but she wore the shorts, and the shorts worked because they did the casting, and right away she got picked to be in the actual show. We're going to be back, and after this commercial break, you are not going to want to miss what I have to say. This story ends up really cool. We'll be right back.
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social media shows is now the new media of the century.
And welcome to the next exciting episode of
Arena War.
Fresh batch of institutionalized gladiators fighting for their freedom.
Ready, here we go. You guys heard Perez?
Yes, smell that.
Get back!
Those on the line. The parole board has offered you a ticket out. Win Arena Wars, win your freedom. 7 arenas with 7 of the most vicious killers the world has seen in the last decade. You make it out alive, you get to go home.
Luke Bender, you're an innocent man. Innocent man can mean big ratings.
I'll be watching.
I think it's time to audition Mr. Bender.
No!
What was your last physical?
Cell block shower this morning. Oh yeah.
You ready for this?
Impressive showing out there tonight. You're the new fan favorite.
Are you with me?
Cutie pie back for the kill.
If you want to live through this, we have to work together. I'm watching you.
Smile for the camera, thug life.
Wow!
It's showtime!
We have to finish this.
Come on!
Doesn't sound much like rehabilitation, does it?
Vegas Views, Dawn Sullivan. Today we were with Natalia Cassa. So Natalia, we were talking about some struggles at the IMTA and you kind of flipping your mentality and mind frame around, and it kind of worked for your benefit. So where in the competition did you say to yourself, and did you know, like, oh, I'm doing really well here? Like, I know. I'm sure with the casting.
Yeah, I would say once I got the call back, I was like, really proud of myself. And I was just like, okay, I just got to keep it going. I can't like dwell on the like little achievement just the first day in the week. I just have to keep pushing and work even harder the next day. Yeah.
Sure. And it was exhausting, huh?
Oh yeah. One night I slept like 2 hours because we had a rehearsal. So it was daunting, but it was doing what I loved. So I was like, I'll do anything for it.
So guys, when we spoke to Liza, and I don't want to get too personal, you're young, but when we spoke to Liza before, we saw a complete and opposite situation. Well, Liza also did great at the IMTA. We didn't talk too much about her achievements, but she did have a large amount of achievements there as well. But Liza was like an overall growth. Now, with Natalia, you heard Liza's segment, right? She was in the studio audience here. You're being raised by some really awesome people. I know your parents, and I've never in my life came across more supportive parents than yours. They drop you off at the studio. They allow you and trust you and other people all day long. They trust that you're going to make good decisions. You can be like some of the other students there. No place is perfect, right? Nothing is perfect. But they trust you. They know that when you say something, you're going to do it. Because the average parent wouldn't have went and said, okay, we're going to LA and this is what's going to happen. How did you say to your family, I'm going to New York again and I'm going to do better? And how did you say that? And what did you say to allow them to believe you?
Well, I've always been good with persuasion, but this time round, I really just I just felt something like different, and I knew something was about to happen, and I was not going to let anything stop me. And as long as we were in the right place, to do that, I was just telling them I'm gonna do it. Just watch, just trust me. Just if this would be my last chance, let it be. I am gonna show you.
Did you actually say that to them? If this is my last chance in the business, let this happen.
Yeah, I told them just trust me. Just give me this chance. Just look and see where it's gonna spiral.
Do you think at any point they thought you were a little crazy?
Oh yeah,
okay, yeah. Because I thought you were a little crazy. Yeah. As your agent, I said, this kid's packing on a schedule that a human being couldn't do. She's gonna fall asleep on stage. What is wrong with her? I would go home and be like, this kid, what am I gonna do with her? So I'm sure your parents thought you were a little losing it a little bit.
Yeah, my dad even after I think it was the 13th competition, he was like, okay, no more adding. This is already too much for. And I was just one more, and then it went to 14.
So she would come to me every day, and I would say, well, go check with your family, make sure this. And sure enough, she just kept adding stuff on. Let's give some credit here to Texas Battle and, of course, Shamel J. Texas on that self-tape. I tell people that the self-tape is kind of like a thing of the past. COVID's over. We don't need it. It's a waste of time. And she was so adamant. If I go in this category, I'm going to win. And Natalia, there's 1,000 other people. Just focus on this, focus on that. Well, she was right and I was wrong. She goes in and you and Texas make this amazing self-tape. Tell me about that.
So first when I got the script, I was okay, this is actually so much easier than I thought it was going to be. And even Texas was yeah, this is light work. This is nothing. And we went into it. We did a session just deep diving into it and my character for it. And it turned out great. My choices that I brought and his critiques and everything really just made it so beautiful, so something you would see in a real movie or show. And I ended up winning first place for it, and I was so grateful for all my mentors, including Shamel and Quincy, like she said, Texas. So yeah, I was very grateful.
Yeah, she was amazing. So so you did all these things. Give me some highlights of competitions. What did you really enjoy competing? And then I want to talk about the end result. So give me some idea of, in the process, what were your favorite things competing? Where did you have the most fun?
Favorite things, probably high fashion. The runway was really fun, especially because the night before I actually got this purse. I noticed that I forgot that I needed a purse for my high fashion. It was a part of my outfit, and I was like, uh-oh. And then we went to a quick souvenir store down the street, and I found this, and I was like, this is a perfect little clip.
So this this is forever going to be really special and important to you.
Yeah. So
guys, in 5 or 7 or 10 years or 6 months, whatever, just know this is so important to her. I love that. Just don't ever lose that. I'm into those sentimental things. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was fun for you, high fashion. You did amazing. And hopefully we can get Maria, who is our producer, some inserts to have, you guys can see Natalia actually on the runway, maybe some pictures and clips we can throw in here so you guys can witness this. She did amazing work. Amazing. What else? So the fashion part was fun. What else did you like?
I loved the screen test and the commercials. Screen test, we were in front of a live audience and we read this card, and it had a song on it, and I was like, instead of just, reading the lyrics, why don't I just sing them? And so I sung them. It was so fun. That was probably one of the most fun competitions, just because I could sing while I was acting. And then I also loved the commercials because they just have so much energy, and I love, as I said, I'm really good at persuading people, so
when the parents are out there right now looking at you thinking this child looks from head to toe as if she started at 2 years old and acting in a modeling school and has never looked back and she's on the verge of being a superstar, is that your situation?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much. You started at just a young age. Guys, start your children off in anything. Be supportive like Natalia's parents. Be supportive of their dreams because you never know. So anyway, Natalia's dad thinks she's a little crazy. I think she's a little crazy. I'm sure mom thinks she's a little bit crazy, but Natalia proved us wrong. So the night of the awards, we're sitting there, and you were the first award to go up under Rise Talent?
Yeah,
she was the first award to go up under Rise Talent. It was for what?
TV Beauty.
TV Beauty competition. So she got one of these. Now, I'm going to just hold these up because there are like way too many. So you're going to break my arm, and Mama Dawn's not working out that much these days. This, can we see these? This is what this kid did. This giant one, what is this for?
That's for Female Junior Actor.
Female Junior Actor of the Year. I know there was, can you read them? Let's just do that. So what Natalia's going to do, I know this looks crazy and chaotic, but she's going to read to you. I can't tell you how many times in a 2-night span, because there are award shows that we go to, she just was up and down on the stage, and her father was like, the first time, can I go over there and film? And toward the end, I'm like, just stay up there. Just, she's going to be up there the whole night. Just, so she literally got on that stage so many times. Can you read to us, nice and slowly, to your camera, and let them know what you won? Now, mind you, she went to LA, 2024. She did okay. She got a scholarship. She had a couple of callbacks. She did New York, and she brought it. And this is her end results.
I won first place in voiceover, first place in TV Real People, first place in self-tape, first place in model spot, first runner-up in TV Beauty, second runner-up in monologue, second runner-up in screen test, second runner-up in theatrical headshots, second runner-up in makeup. I won Female Junior Actress of the Year, first runner-up, Female Junior Model of the Year, second runner-up, Most Sought-After Talent among all age divisions, first runner-up, and I got honorable mentions for runway all categories, cold read, swimwear, and jeans, and a medal from my IMTA director.
Natalia got more callbacks than Eva Longoria. So that is just bigger than and what we can imagine. So Eva Longoria did hold the record of 38 callbacks from managers and casting directors. Natalia Cassa got more callbacks than Eva Longoria. So we all know where this is going. For you guys that don't know and are just logging in right now, the callback process works like this. They watch Natalia perform. They decide if they would like to work with her in the future in any area. They don't really know. She has just a limited time to see who gives her callbacks, and then she goes and just talks to them really quickly. Let's talk about that real quick. Did you have some time to talk to some of these people, and what was that experience like?
It was so nice being able to meet with agents and managers who saw me and, had interest in me to be a part of their agency. And it was a little nerve-wracking, of course, because, they're like big names from all around the world. But I was so grateful for the opportunity, and I really, really enjoyed it, meeting with every single one of them.
So you knew already by the night before the banquet, a big award ceremony and the fashion show, you knew that you did well because you started getting awards that night. But when I handed you and Dad the callbacks that morning, and I brought them outside, it was like making history, and I brought them outside the room from everyone else because I didn't want to do that to other people. It's kind of unfair to say, hey, we have a girl that just won the whole competition and you didn't. So when I said to you guys, like, this is major, this is big, this is not just, you did great in this kid competition, you have major names and labels, and you guys looked through them. What was your first thought? What was going through your head?
I was like in awe. I couldn't believe my eyes. It was just like so surreal. It was an really amazing accomplishment and moment for me. I was proud of myself, and yeah, it was just like it was surreal. I literally couldn't believe my eyes. Like
You and your dad were like, it was just the straight up, like, to hug him, to love him, because he's, oh, you look like you're gonna cry when I say that, right? I know, because dad is like, yes, so super supportive. But did you give him a I told you so?
I did.
Did you give him, like, I told you I was gonna do this, right?
I was like, yeah, like, here we are. Like, I told you this was gonna happen, you know, and it happened, and
I think
couldn't be
for
happier.
the rest of their lives, your parents are gonna say, let's really believe this kid in everything she says, because you are such a go-getter and you put the hard work in. And I don't know where you get this from, if it's from being raised by these two amazing people that have raised you and your brothers and your whole family, or just whatever's going on, but you're very lucky. And I know you're very grateful, because you walk around very grateful and very gracious, and you're such a wonderful, kind young lady. We have 2 minutes and we're going to come right back. And when we come back, I want to talk a little bit more about the callbacks and where we're going in the future, because we've got some big news that we're going to talk about, where Natalia is going. So we'll be right back.
Our first runner-up from the PA is Cynthia Show. And our winner from Rise Talent Management, Natalia
And Ford. And our winner from Rise Talent
For Model Squad Division M3, our second runner-up. And our winner from Rise Talent Management, Natalia Cassa. From Rise Talent Management, Natalia Cassa. For our winner from Rise Talent Management, Natalia Cassa. And from IMTA Rise Talent Management, Natalia Cassa.
From Rise Talent Management, Natalia Cassa.
Natalia Cassa. Natalia Cassa. It's Natalia Cassa.
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social media shows is now the new media of the century.
Hi, I'm Deacon T with Modern Word Ministries. It's great to be with you today. Just a short little promo for our show. Every Sunday morning we have service, and you can follow us at 10 a.m. Pacific Time on modernwordministries.org. And if you missed us or you want to see some of our older messages, go ahead and check us out on socialmediashows.com every single morning at 9 a.m. It's a great way to kick off your day, get a little bit of the word in you, get something uplifting, get you started off on your way. You know, if you're looking for prayer or you need some help, reach out to us. If you go to our website, again, that's modernwordministries.org, you can interact with me via telephone, via DM, text message, whatever you want. I'll get right back to you. So if you need prayer, you need help, you just need somebody to talk to, Modern Word Ministries is here for you. We are your church in the community. So until you see you next time, be blessed, everybody. Bye-bye.
Welcome back to Vegas Views with Natalia Cassa and the one and only Dawn Sullivan.
Do you know how exciting that was for me, for you to open my show? I feel like, oh my goodness. So in like a year from now, I'm going to be like, you know, that girl Natalia Cassa. Yeah, she opened my show for me once. Okay, so we talked a little bit about the awards and the experiences and this and that. The fashion show you were in. Talk about that before we have to go.
So right when I knew I was walking in the fashion show, I found out the designer was A. Potts. He is a designer featured on a Vogue runway, so that was just like crazy to me that I was walking my very first fashion show for him, and it was the whole experience was just so much to learn from and so much to cherish, so much memories I made there. So him and his whole team was just amazing, and my mentors as well, and it was an amazing experience that I'll never forget.
Say that again so people can look it up if they don't know of them.
His name is A. Potts, Aaron Potts.
Aaron Potts.
You'll find him, just research that.
Very cool. Shout out to Aaron Potts, and thank you so much for putting Natalia in the show.
It's so great.
Which is very cool. As I was down there getting a decaf coffee, and I heard someone talking. They were like, "No, that really pretty girl with the puffy hair and the beanie," and I was like, are they talking about my Natalia? Like, who's talking? And it was very cool. Like, you were really the talk. People were, who is that girl? And where did she come from? And this and that. And I said, well, right out of Vegas. So moving forward, you have so many agencies looking at you now and the callback process. I must tell you, a day after we got home from New York, this young lady showed up at my office with a business suit on, ready to do her callbacks at my desk. So she didn't say, can we make an appointment? When are we going to do these? Let's just do this. She pretty much put her computer on my desk and said, are we getting to work? Okay. So the same exact thing that she did to her parents and pushed and persuaded, she did to me. And she got her 50 callbacks done in how long?
In one day. It took about 6 hours.
6 hours. Okay. That is determination. She is striving for greatness, and she was not going to have anything less than that in her lifetime. So with that being said, we got a lot of offers, and most likely it looks like we are going to Wilhelmina, New York City, right? So thank you, Wilhelmina, New York City, for having Natalia Cassa. I am a mother agent, and I am always here for you, and I will always be your mother agent, and to give you to such a reputable company is just amazing for me. It's just amazing, and I love that, and just always like me better than everyone else. Okay?
Of course,
okay,
and
great.
Thank you for always being there for me, for the whole Rise Talent community when we need it, and you're just always just there for us, and you always show us what it should be like. You're always the example in our lives, and just a mother figure to all of us.
I laugh when she looks at me and says this, because this kid, not only is she my wonderful, cute, adorable, talented Natalia, and she wins at everything she does, she's acting so sweet and polite too now, which is great. But when we're at the studio, she's, give me the darn vacuum. I'll do it. She's so helpful and so lovely and so wonderful. I love having you in my world, and I am so beyond happy for you. We're also looking at an acting contract too, so I cannot wait to see you on the big screen in every runway possible. And never, ever, no matter what happens, lose this. What you have going on up here, people work their whole lives to achieve. You are doing amazing. Love your family. Stay grateful. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Vegas Views. And thank you. Yes, and thank you for knowing Natalia. Natalia, can you tell the studio audience how they can get in touch with you on media? Guys, no funky messages either. Her family watches her media, and she is a minor child, but you can tell these guys how they can reach out to you.
You can reach out to me at the Natalia Cassa on Instagram, or at the nataliacassa@gmail.com for my email.
Guys, also another thing, if you're young and you want to talk to Natalia and you want to be able to relate to somebody and how to get started in the business, she has a lot of tips. She's been through it, okay? She has maybe not has had things like Liza and had to fight through this and that, but she started in LA and it didn't work out for her the way she wanted it to. And she took 6 months of her life and she did her boot camp, her version of what boot camp is, and she won. And that's what this is all about. Thank you for tuning into Vegas Views.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Maria, for always having us and giving us this wonderful environment to speak freely and have such a wonderful platform. Thank you so much to Liza Milan. Guys, reach out, Dawn Sullivan _ on Instagram. I have put out a ton of ads right now. We are doing a Nike ad. We are doing Mercedes-Benz. We are doing the Fashion Week bathing suit. There's so much going on. Magic Convention. Victor Salvador's teaching on Tuesday nights. Texas Battle is teaching on Monday and Wednesday nights. We have Sybil starting singing classes on Saturday. I have myself there every single Friday night, which is the busiest class. They like me for some reason. I don't know. I guess
Mama Dawn.
we love some Mama Dawn. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time.